All right, welcome back to the second episode. The scene opens on you guys gathered outside of the largely destroyed Museum of Super Science. One of the walls has completely crumbled. There's bits of tech laying on the ground.
Oops.
The sign has a black line over the word super.
That wasn't us.
I mean, it technically was one of you.
Wait.
It wasn't me.
A delinquent.
Fatal Attraction is on the ground. He is unconscious with some bits of rubble and stuff on and around him.
Wait, like clothing destroyed in like suggestive places, a la
Probably,
anime.
knowing him.
Yeah, one piece of cloth, like right where the groin should be. Just like, oh.
He's like tear streaks down his face.
Does he still have the deep V?
I look
It's pretty tattered at this point.
Oh.
It's too deep at this point.
It was always too deep.
Okay.
Fair.
So, what are you guys doing at about this time? The emergency, response are going to be are on their way. They'll be here soon.
Okay, so we don't need to worry about the people that we rescued. They're out of the building. Everything's good.
You can establish that you're helping people get out if you want. I'm leaving that fairly open.
I have a move that just says punch everyone. Is this a good time to use that?
Survivors! Bah!
We're gonna go all Hulk, just friendly punching of people.
So a lot of, I guess what my character would be trying to do is organize the rubble and pick up all the pieces of technology. So you're just trying to get everything kind of like cleaned out.
And take them, because you gotta
Possibly.
loot the things.
Yeah, free tech. I will probably be using my psychic constructs ability to be moving some of the bigger chunks at least out of the way.
All right.
Yeah. So speaking of loot, can I acquire some things?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Okay. So what things are there to acquire beyond rubble?
Where'd my wallet go? Just like, damn you!
Wait a second.
I acquired a wallet.
What's in that box
Da-
anyway?
da- 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 da.
I'm going to call this
Copyright.
a slightly unconventional assess the situation roll. So I need you to grab 2d7s. I need you to grab 2d6s and roll them, then add your superior. Unless you have a move that alters your assess the situation.
So wait, are you really stealing from the Museum of Super Science and Technology?
Acquire.
Earned. Do you have a problem with this?
It was
A little
gifted to
bit.
me.
Do you notice him do it?
I don't
Do you
know.
want to try and
Can I roll
stand
to
over
notice
his
if I see him
feeble,
do it?
delinquent
Yeah.
form?
Because I think Breach would have a pretty big issue with it.
I would also have a problem with that.
Sure. How about you guys also roll assess the situation? Again, 2d6 plus superior, unless you have a move that modifies it. I don't think either of you do. I know that Ryan. What was your character's name again?
Nix.
Nix.
Well, superhero name was Nyx. The
I-
character's name was.
I'm going to usually go with superhero name. Thank you though. Nix might have some stuff to alter his assess the situation since he's his class, but I don't know.
Do we roll superior?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Eric, with my roll,
You got a 9.
I got a 9 with the +1 from Superior. It's a 10 on assessing the situation
All right.
of a party member
the
stealing.
situation.
I don't have like any pockets. I'm wearing yoga pants, so
Oh, this will look good when you
I
stuff
don't
it
know
in
how
there.
I'm gonna
It's all,
like
all
hide it.
bulky.
But,
Just get some long tubular shaped ones
Oh,
and
dang.
pretend like you have a really big
got a-
package.
I got a 4, so I don't know just anything. I'm too absorbed in
Dark Star, go ahead and mark potential since you failed that roll.
potential.
Potential is the experience in this system. You mark it whenever you fail a roll.
Oh,
Oh, you guys
And
bash.
because you only need 5 points to gain a new ability, it's entirely possible in this session that you guys will be able to start leveling up and play.
All right. That's exciting, actually.
Through failure, I get stronger.
Both of you got great successes, unless unless your superior modifier is a negative.
nope, it's a +2, so I got a 12.
You are my rival, so it makes sense that we would
So
match
I'm
each other.
going to rule it that Nyx, you find something you find incredibly interesting, and I'll let you mull over and decide what you think that might be.
A ring.
And
Breach.
Breach, you do absolutely see him taking this object, whatever he decides he has found.
I'm thinking of going with amulet.
There's some sort of amulet.
What does the amulet do?
Ah.
It's a science
Which
amulet.
is really interesting to you.
Well, if
Yeah,
it's
well,
a
I gotta get
science,
some
if it's
bling.
science
I
amulet,
want
that
some
means it's
bling.
almost certainly something from alien origin.
Ooh, that's Gabby's territory. Or I'm sorry, that's Ian. That's Esmir's territory. I almost said Libby, and that's your character.
That's me.
Yeah, we're gonna sound real weird on this one. Sorry, audience.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't apologize to them. I mean, we love you.
So, Breach, please tell us how you react to seeing this information.
I'm gonna react. Well, yeah, I'm gonna react pretty strongly to it, and just kind of like blatantly, like not trying to hide confrontation. Like, just say you can't just take that after we just saved this museum from being robbed.
I was just gonna give it to the person that lost it.
Why don't you give it to me instead? I'll make sure they get it.
Oh, so you want it? That's what it is.
No, not at all.
That's what it sounds like.
It's not what it sounds like.
Breach, please roll provoke someone for me.
Okay.
When you provoke someone susceptible to your words, say what you're trying to get them to do, and roll plus superior.
4 + 1 with superior is 5.
So what are you trying to get
6.
him to do?
Sorry, 6. I'm trying to get Nyx to not steal the amulet. So put it back.
A 6 is less than a 7. 7 is the baseline for success on all rolls. So you fail. Please mark potential.
Okay.
And you do not get to choose any of the effects for a success on that. So there is not essentially it's not very convincing to you, Nyx, that he's trying to argue to have you
To
return
stop
this
me.
thing, to stop you.
Well, no one said I was a diplomat, so
Okay.
May I come over and have a look at the amulet?
Certainly.
roll assessors
Yeah,
in
sure.
situation.
Well, you have made a scene breach, so I think it's fair that other people can come over and try and find out what's going on.
Assess the scene I've created.
I will also assess
I've
it
already
because it looks
assessed
familiar.
it. But I want to look at the amulet is all. I just want to come over to you and like say like
I don't
I
see
see
a
that?
better move for analyzing the amulet, so assess the situation I think is the appropriate move.
so roll
Told you.
2d6 plus.
On assess the situation, it is 2d6 plus superior.
Good. My weakest stat.
12.
You don't think very highly of yourself.
12. Wow.
Great success.
Oh damn!
Oh, shit.
I rolled 2 6s, but -1.
You both got a great success. On assess the situation, that means you can ask 2 of the following questions, and I will have to answer them honestly as the GM. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most valuable to me? And how could we best end this quickly? I'll let you guys kind of think on those and modify them as you need to talk about whatever you're looking at.
I kind of already know which one I want to go for, and
And you
that's-
got 2 because you did get that great success. So if you want to
Dang.
ask 2, feel free.
First off, I would like to know how to end this quickly because I'm seeing kind of the mounting tension between my two comrades.
Unless one of your 2 comrades wants to disagree, I think the best way you could kind of bring this to a stop is try and point out the good you did, maybe get a celebration going on for your victory.
Can maybe like the cops start showing up?
Definitely. They probably would be starting to arrive by this time.
I'm going to walk over to
Nyx.
Nyx, and I'm going to put a hand on his shoulder very gently and kind of lithely and say, The cops have arrived, so either stow it or throw it.
Have you figured out another question?
Including the amulet, I'm going to look around since I'm sure a lot of this is probably alien technology and see if
Absolutely.
any of this is actually dangerous.
You look around at the alien technology and especially check out what it looks like was in the pile that Fatal Attraction was stealing. And you'll recognize that a lot of this is stuff that is either weapons or innately power enhancing. It's stuff that could be used as weapons or like to give perhaps someone who doesn't have really superpowers an edge.
Okay. So nothing really that I look at and I'm like, this shouldn't be here.
There's nothing out of place specifically, but it is dangerous technology that he was going after.
Okay.
And shouldn't be allowed to keep.
Yeah.
Anybody
And,
else?
and the amulet would probably be included in
else?
that, yeah.
I mean, I told him to either shove it in his pocket or throw it away. Just do it now because we're going to get busted. And I don't want to be associated with you.
Yeah, we just destroyed a museum and now we're stealing.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be known as supervillains soon enough.
Yes.
So, Nyx, quickly, what do you choose to do with the amulet?
I'm just gonna slip it around my neck. Just wear it.
The authorities are arriving on the
Neither
scene.
stowing nor throwing.
There are there are ambulances, there are police,
Idiot.
and there is a third force that shows up. One that you guys would know as part of this universe. That is totally not a very obvious rip from Marvel Universe.
It is the Agents of Shield.
The agents of Aegis show up.
Splat.
That was a facepalm. I look at
Breach.
Breach, and I just kind of shrug. As I do so, I shift forms into a more masculine appearance instead of a feminine one.
But why though? Just cause?
Just because.
Why
Okay.
not?
Just because I can.
All right.
To
It's
get a more
part of this
powerful
thing.
shrug going.
More authoritative.
Like, I'm your bro. Like,
So you appeal to my physique.
Yeah.
That's how we become friends.
And become Donkey Kong. It looks like someone who's high up in Aegis steps up. She is
eye patch.
Slightly older, not old, but slightly older woman, probably in like 40s, 50s. She looks upset, but keeping it under control.
I wonder why.
Yeah, because Samuel L.
She
Jackson
comes
always
up
looks
to
upset.
your group of heroes and says, "So, couldn't stop him without causing an entire building's worth of damage?"
It was truly a fabulous fight.
And once I get going, I kind of can't stop, or I haven't really worked out the stopping part yet. Sorry.
Excuse me, ma'am. It was actually of the utmost importance and absolutely necessary that we use this amount of force to defeat this foe.
To be fair, the technology in here was far more valuable than the museum itself.
Which we did manage to save.
Most of it. As we say that, like One Piece is just like
It just breaks a
like, if no one
glass.
just like on one single piece that's left, it's just like
A team of
Oh, we forgot.
one person. Well, one casualty.
I was gonna say the guy gets out of the restroom, didn't hear a single thing.
Yeah, the bathroom is just still perfectly intact.
a team of properly trained heroes could have taken him down much faster and with less damage.
No one said we were properly trained.
You newbies are a hazard to the streets, a hazard to the city, and you need to back down. She, since she is an adult, has influence on all of you. That's one of the base rules: is all adults
Damn
have influence
adults.
on you.
Oh yeah.
She is telling you all that you are dangerous and not and less superior because you're out of control. So she is trying to modify all of your stats to go have danger go up by 1. And well, she's not trying this, but kind of innately, because this is what I thought you are. It's essentially pushing you to maybe think that you are more dangerous and less superior, with us changing your stats. You all have the option to accept this thing being put on you and decide, yeah, I am dangerous, or try and resist it because you don't think it's true of yourself. So I will go around and we'll handle the moves as appropriate for each person. Nyx.
I'm going to resist because I was not the one causing damage to the building.
Sounds good.
Fight the power!
Yeah, boy.
Just like a delinquent.
When you reject someone's influence, roll. There's got to be more than that. Why does it just say roll? It has to be roll plus something. Oh no, it isn't roll plus something because it's just to see if you uphold it. So yeah, just roll flat.
And see if you succeed.
No.
Go ahead and mark
Easily.
potential.
Okay.
Easily influenced. Okay.
Potential.
On a miss, their words hit you hard. Mark a condition and the GM will adjust your labels.
Oh boy.
So what condition do you think is appropriate for this? You've got your list there. You have to mark one you do not already have marked. You might be angry that someone's accusing you of something like that. You might feel
Wait,
guilty. It's up to you.
I'm bouncing between either guilt or insecure.
Well, I'll let you think about that. In the meantime, I'm going to say...
I think I'll just do guilt, and then whatever labels you need to adjust.
I think I'll just go with what I was saying before. So move your danger down by danger up by 1 and your superior down by 1. All right, Libby, how do you respond? Do you accept or reject? And we'll do some role play after we kind of get around to everyone. I just wanted to get everyone's.
Being the type of character that I am, probably would just accept that I am a danger. I mean, I'm the doomed after all, so like, just it's kind of in my nature to expect things to kind of be chaotic around me. So I'll probably accept what she says.
All right, so just go ahead and move your danger up by 1 and your superior down by 1.
-2 feels great.
Oh.
You have a very low opinion of yourself.
I do,
right now.
I do. I struggle with appearance. I can make myself look almost however I want. Still not good enough.
But it's like that one scene from X-Men where he's like, show me the Raven, the real Raven. Perfection.
Breach.
Being the kind of backstory that the bull has and with how I made Breach's backstory, I think he will still be kind of struggling with the fact that he can't control how dangerous he is.
So are you accepting what she's telling you?
Yeah, he would accept it.
Okay, go ahead and mark your danger up, superior down.
So my danger is already circled at the +3.
Oh, okay.
So what do I do with that?
Wait, what? Oh, okay. Okay.
I think I chose that on purpose the last
Well, yeah,
place.
because it looks like you have a +2 and then you added to it. So.
Yeah.
You're allowed to add to one of your stats.
Yeah.
and character
If you already have a +3 or a -2 and can't change it further, you instead are forced to mark a condition of my choice.
Oh, okay. So I still need to drop down my superior?
No.
Okay.
Because
just-
otherwise your total stats would change. So
Okay.
your stats remain the same, but I'm going to say, is guilty marked for you?
No.
You now feel guilty about the damage you've caused.
Okay. That's fair.
So I forgot. After all these are checked off, that means you faint, right, or whatever.
Yes, if all of those are marked off and you take another hit, you are taken out of combat.
Oh.
Okay.
And there are ways to get those back. You can either kind of role play out situations where you would vent anger or try and make up for being guilty. And there are also certain moves, like sometimes on your character sheet, every character has a when you celebrate with someone, or has a when you share a vulnerability with someone. It's on the front side of the sheet. Some of those remove conditions also. So if you really need to remove a condition, you might want to try and lead the role play towards one of those. If yours can remove a condition. So Pandora.
I am absolutely rejecting it.
All right, so go ahead and roll the flat 2d6.
She's an alien race. She's already superior than us.
Yep.
Five.
Five plus your superior.
Plus-
No, not
No,
plus
it's
anything
not plus.
on,
It's just
You're
straight
right, it's
up.
a flat
You're
roll.
right.
which makes it very hard to succeed.
Yep.
So
Damn
again, you have
adults.
failed. Please mark potential. I think because of the way your character kind of is, you're
I'm
a
angry.
trained police officer. Yeah, the condition you're going to mark, I think, should be angry, but
Yeah.
that's your choice. I think the labels you're going to shift, however, are. I think you're going to react against it such that your superior would go up because you're going to think, oh no, this person can't talk to me this way. I'm a trained, you used to be security, all that. And instead, what's going to go down is, how about we say mundane goes down because you feel more separated from the society after this.
Oh, nice.
Feel more alienated.
Oh!
Got him.
And finally, Dark Star.
I will absolutely resist.
All right, go ahead and roll your flat 2d6.
The dibbing instead of the dabbing.
What?
It's the
Oh, I
evolution
got
of
really
the
close.
dab.
It was a
If
6.
you,
Oh, very
if
close.
you ever want to project yourself in a dab-like fashion, but not want to go through the full motion, and still want to let your crowd know that you're lit, you just do a dib instead of a dab, which is your index finger and thumb pointed in a dab-like angle.
So I'll let you choose what condition you feel like you would mark based on this. Given that you already have your 2 marked, you'll have to choose one of the other ones.
Dang, I would have been angry, but
You're already angry.
apparently I'm already angry. So, I don't think I feel hopeless or afraid, so I think he's
So lit.
out of everything would be insecure.
All right.
Man, we did not resist really well.
I
against this
didn't realize
adult.
how hard it was to resist since it's a flat roll.
Yeah, I was good. The power of adulthood,
There's
I guess.
nothing you can do when the shield agents are like, "You're dumb." Like they
Aegis.
They come at you hard.
it's fine.
It's Aegis.
It's fine.
You're going to.
Copyright.
I think you are going to boost danger because I think
It's fine.
that's appropriate for you. What are we gonna put down for you? We have to mark something down since we marked up
I would
danger.
say either mundane or savior. Maybe that one.
I think we could mark down savior. Yeah, I think that works. That's probably what I should have been going for with all of this, but too late to course correct now. So she berates you all. Some of you try to resist. Some of you try to resist this. Some of you try just accept it. But all of your pleas are going to kind of come to nothing but frustration for yourselves. So if we want to role play that briefly, let's go ahead.
I think receiving the criticism, Breach is going to take it pretty personally because that's his whole motivation behind being a hero is controlling how much of a danger he is to everyone around him. And when that doesn't go his way, it's going to feel like he's just one step forward and 10 steps back.
So,
sorry, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, as she's kind of like talking down to us from a, level of superiority, I will kind of be kind of like almost backed into a corner, and my form will shift back to kind of like my base form of being very effeminate and everything, as she's just kind of like telling us off and scolding us and everything, and I'll kind of start like reaching my hand back and bracing against like a wall as I'm starting to think about opening my portal to lead me to my my safe space. Not quite tapping into it yet, but getting kind of to that point where I just want to run away from this, verbal conflict.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go lean on one of the pillars and sulk. Pretty much.
So are we not allowed to talk back since we didn't
You can
resist
talk
it?
back.
It just means that you still took your lumps from her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It ain't gonna do shit.
but you can absolutely talk back.
I say, I'm terribly sorry, but you have too many dangerous technology. You have too much dangerous equipment out here. You need to lock some of this up.
Well, thank you for your opinion, but I believe the place would have been secure if a real hero had shown up.
Ouch.
And I say, you have no idea what you're talking about. And so then I just turn and walk away.
Sounds good.
So I guess I'll just say, like, I'll kind of just hold my ground, like, almost stubbornly, just saying, like, it would not have mattered if a real hero came ahead of time. We were here and we did it.
Oh, you did it all right. You shattered the building. Fatal Attraction has broken nearly every bone in his body. He's in a coma right now.
Sacrifices need to be made.
We did stop him.
I don't think
and
he's attractive anymore.
He'll never come back.
He's more of the
Whatever
fatal
is fatal attraction.
than the attractive.
He's more of the fatal than the. It's good.
This is kind of a somber moment of you all having a bad interaction with this person. But then someone comes flying in from above.
Oh.
I'm going to say Darkstar. You established that your character's kind of likes the Golden Age heroes and respects them.
Oh!
How about you come up with a Golden Age hero for me real quick?
Mermaid
Be
Man.
this
Golden
person.
guy.
Golden guy.
Guy from like
It has to be something like super cheesy like that.
Booster Gold.
Ah, Booster Gold. Not a Golden Age hero, but a very fun one.
Man, I feel like it has to have man in it.
He-Man.
Or woman.
Or a woman.
Still
Didn't
has
you
man.
didn't you hear He-Man is going by they man now?
They man? What?
Excuse me, what?
Pause the podcast!
Decided that.
It's non-binary He-Man.
What about the man part on the end? Is it?
They
I don't know.
Some power! Totally awful.
They person.
They person.
I think I like that way better.
Whoever you are!
Anyway, sorry to derail a little
By the
bit.
power of unidentified color, all of unidentified bone.
So he's flying. Oh man, that's hard.
Maybe like Meteor Man.
Meteor Man.
That just sounds like a Mega Man boss. Meteor Man! I'm
Explosion
open
Man.
to suggestions. Like, I don't.
Explosion Man. Mega Man. What other man? Pac-Man.
Copyright.
That's like one other video game
I
related
mean,
man.
if you want to go super stereotypical, you could just be like, Justice Man. I am Justice Man, and I fight for justice.
Growing up Astro Boy. Astro Man.
Astro Man.
Ooh, I kind of like Astro Man. And it's not copyrighted.
Do we want to go with Astro Man?
That man does
I like that.
have
Well,
quite
Astro
an
Man.
ass. You can tell.
Down comes flying Astro Man. He is a Golden Age hero. Everyone's heard of him. He's one of the greats. He's currently one of the head members of Aegis. He's got a lot of, power and popularity and stance. He flies down and says to the woman in charge, "Well, I think it's perfectly all right. They did all right for relatively, new heroes. In fact, I think what they don't need right now is beratement. I think what they need is an opportunity. I would like to offer your team positions in Aegis. You'll get training and some support on the field, things to help you out and make you better heroes."
I don't know if this is possible, but I'll leave it up to you. Can I immediately get not angry by seeing like one of my childhood heroes? Because
That's so adorable. I can't say no.
Fanboying real hard.
yeah, just Astro Man.
And I think it's appropriate that you still have guilty and insecure, but
Yeah.
you're not angry anymore.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be super angry if I saw like my favorite hero coming up and be like, he's all right.
Justice Smash. Anyway.
Anyway, I'll quickly like speed walk over to Breach and just be like, "Do you know who that is?" Of course you know who that is. That's Astro Man. He has saved so many lives.
I'm gonna list off all the stats on his superhero card.
I have his card with me at all times. I pull out a trading card. Like, this is my limited edition. Holographic mint condition.
Oh, GM now has something to take away from you at a critical moment.
Oh. Don't give
You destroyed my limited edition Astro Man card. Like, list everything. You will pay.
And then the exact amount the card was.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, if the card's value is greater now, it might be a big payment.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I'm just like clasping my hands. I'm like, who is he?
Who? Oh, I see. You're actually not from this planet, so I can understand why you do not know about him. Well, you see, and I'll just go off on it for like 10 minutes.
And I'm just like sitting there. I like pull out a pen and paper. And I like start taking notes. About
Yeah.
it. Like, oh,
And-
okay, important. Okay.
Astro Man, who probably should interrupt you or like try and focus the conversation, instead hears someone listing off his stats, and he just yes, hands on hips. He's just smiling bigger and bigger as you keep listing off all of his successes.
They got 2 of those stats wrong.
I'm actually far greater now. Oh, we're back!
I've reached a level beyond.
So after I finish listing off all the stats, I will ecstatically, like, faster than you can blink, run over to him and, like, give him a pen and paper and, like, bow my head and be like, if you'd be so kind as to give me an autograph.
Sign my card.
I love meeting my fans. He starts signing.
This will be passed down my family for generations.
Curious to see what the Mistress Argus is doing, or Argus.
Mistress Agus.
Mistress Agus is doing.
My mistress, for Argus.
For Argus! Been playing a lot of WoW lately.
Of course, during the Dark Star listing of statistics, she actually begins arguing with Astro Man. She's pointing out the damage you caused, the costs to the city. She does not like the idea of taking you guys in as being trained. Astro Man is pretty steadfast, though. He thinks what you guys need is an opportunity to get some real training.
I'm going to walk up in the middle of their argument and kind of let down kind of the hard, offended look and just kind of say, all I've ever known is that I was made to be a weapon, and I don't want to be considered a weapon anymore. So I need some real help, and I know that.
Well, the first step towards making a real difference is acknowledging the difficulties you've faced. And I think now that since you know that about yourself, you can really move on with our help.
He pats me on the back, and it's so strong I face plant into the gravel.
That's his famous justice slap.
If only
Give
he
to
had
both-
done it to me.
Both encouragement and brutal injuries. All in one blow.
I feel so encouraged. So that's what he's offering. You guys, of course, don't have to make an immediate decision. I'm not going to force that on you, but this is not BioWare style. Yes, no.
I make an immediate decision. I want to be trained.
I will follow Breach's lead and just say, I am aware that we have made many mistakes. Although I do believe we did the right decision, I understand the consequences of our actions. And if Astro Man thinks that we are worthy, I will try.
So you guys are really gonna take orders from that lady over there that just yelled at us? Because I'm pretty sure that is what is going to happen if you sign that contract.
And she says, well, you're free not to come if you don't want to.
Do it, try it.
Give in. Give in to the government.
I cross my arms and I say, what can you do for an alien like me?
Well, we have Aegis offers not only various courses on dealing with, moving to a new an alien culture. We've dealt with aliens coming to our planet before. We also offer training specific to your powers. We offer training specific to a variety of powers, which will certainly include yours. We try to bring out the best in heroes and help them minimize damage while maximize saving potential.
I'm hesitant at first, but then I look over at the lady that he was arguing with, and I realize how much it would be the bane of her existence to have a whole ragtag team of us within the facility. I'm like,
Nice.
all right, I'll do it.
I'll kind of recompose myself and walk over by Breach, who's pretty much my most trusted person in this group. And I'll say, training, no training, doesn't matter to me. I'm in.
Peer pressure.
I mean, how long is the training for? Like, what are we
till-
even
till we
signing
not
up
suck.
for? I don't want to sign my life away to
Who said anything
some
about
hard.
signing? It just said no one said anything about
I
signing.
mean, he's giving us an offer to join Aegis. I'm assuming that comes with a, signing a contract for this job that we would be doing.
You think Captain America signed a contract to be an Avenger?
Pretty
He
sure
was the
he probably
first
signed
one.
some kind of
He
legal
was the
papers.
first.
Yeah,
He made everyone else sign contracts. America.
Contract bad.
In fact, he did the opposite. He didn't sign something.
Yeah, that's
Captain America: Civil War.
That's what causes war.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they have legal papers there. That's what that whole movie's about. I'm assuming, like I said, if you're gonna sign up for a team, that there's going to be like contracts and legal stuff and
Government.
What I
yeah, authority and doing stuff for the man.
Well, you don't have to come. We want you to come, but you don't have
Nix, how about you roll me provoke someone?
to. Ooh.
Which someone am I provoking?
You're trying to convince the team not to sign up.
Oh, yeah.
Not,
Well,
not
and
to,
it's
not to
it's
train, not to
partially
train.
more just like, what am I signing up for? Because but it could be
But
like
I think you're
years of
arguing against
training.
it.
I'm just saying that I could be
Okay.
convinced.
If you don't want to, if you don't think that's what you're doing, then I'll rescind that.
Well, I mean, I can like provoke somebody.
It's up to you. It seemed to me like you were trying to be convincing
Well,
more than you were actually.
What other
just asking
options
the
would we
question.
have? It's just not working with them and then getting yelled at every time that something blows up.
Probably that, yeah.
Out of
Yeah.
character. With
It's more I want to negotiate the terms rather than like wholeheartedly rejecting them.
Then I will actually say, instead of roll provoke someone against your team, roll provoke someone against the two representatives of Aegis to see if you can force them to give you more information.
Yeah, that is more what I was aiming for.
So how about you roll your 2d6 and add superior?
Oh boy, against adults.
And I want to make sure, does your emotion effect provoke someone?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
So
Minus
subtract 2 from whatever you do. Plus superior,
But then, I guess minus.
but then
two.
minus 2.
Yeah, so 6.
So 6 is a fail, so go ahead and mark potential.
Got close.
You guys are just wholeheartedly like, yeah, sign me up. It's like, what are we signing
I
up?
clearly
I
stated
wasn't wholehearted.
that it
Oh, yeah, I
didn't
know.
matter to me.
You're
But
just
he-
following that guy.
Yeah, I'm following him.
Gotta fight the system, man.
He's not the system.
Astroman will say, well, of course, you can try out some of our training sessions and you can back out. There's no obligation.
Okay, I'll.
Sign up
That
now
I'm
for a
willing
free
to-
trial. Back out anytime.
The woman from Aegis lets out a just tired sigh. All right, we have one of our training sessions tonight. So if you want to come here, she gives you guys an address. It's going to be essentially in a government building. You give them the information. It's tonight. It starts at 8 p.m. It goes on a couple hours.
think of it this way, Ryan, with your character, struggling with this idea of signing on to something formal. Out of character, with you and I being rivals with your nature and how prideful you are of your ability as a hero or like a would-be hero, do you really think you would want to risk me as your rival maybe becoming better than you with the training? That could be a reason for you being on board with this, is you can't let me be better than you.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, it was mostly just negotiating the terms,
Sure.
not rejecting.
We all don't have to agree all the time. I'm totally okay with that.
So we'll see you if you choose to come. We'll see you at the training facility at 8. I will be your instructor.
Ooh.
Will call me ma'am or Miss Powers.
Miss what?
Powers.
Yeah, with the tit rockets from Austin Powers.
Miss how?
Those are tit machine guns. There we go.
Dang, I should have been a delinquent. All I can think of is like stupid things to say.
You can still act somewhat
Yeah,
delinquent.
you can be
It's not
fanboy
in-
delinquency.
It's not in the character though.
Oh,
That's fair.
just
Like,
whispers.
me personally, I can only think of like, fuck you, but
Well, next time sit next to Ryan again, and,
Yeah.
then whisper these delinquent sweet nothings into his ear so he can say them.
I mean, you could just follow my lead too.
I'll kind of like give
I-
her like a half-assed like salute kind of a thing.
All right.
I don't even spare her a second look.
I don't even acknowledge her. I'm still fanboying.
All right.
I'll hold out my hand to shake Astro Man's hand.
He will gladly shake it with you. It is very strong grip.
Still reeling from the pain when he patted me on the back.
So, eventually, the emergency crew cleans up everything as best they can. There's going to be a lot of repair work to be done to the building over the next several days, maybe weeks. It was about midday when this first thing happened, so you guys have a relatively open day now. There's not another emergency, at least immediately. So what do you guys spend your time doing? Do you stay together? Do you go kind of go your own ways? What are you guys doing?
Eating shawarma. All the coolest heroes eat shawarma.
I was gonna say pizza, but shawarma works too. So.
Copyright.
I think Breach is gonna want to go back to the boxing gym where he frequents and kind of blow off some steam against the punching bags.
All right. As you are returning, you get back to the familiar street. It's kind of nice getting back after a big fight and kind of a rough emotional day. You see a group of teenagers.
Rapscallions.
They do look shady. They are moving. They are, when you see them, they're kind of like walking away from the boxing arena towards the next building.
Uh-huh.
You see as you're walking up, the two of the teenagers kind of like, they all three walk into the next building. Two of them stop by the door with arms crossed, and one of them goes up to whoever's behind the store thing and starts talking to the person behind the counter.
Uh-oh.
Is this just Scott, I'm assuming?
Unless anyone went with him, this is just Breach.
I'm just at least for my character, I went and found a dark alleyway to go look at that amulet that I acquired.
Sounds good. We'll get to you in a second. I'll let Breach say what he's going to do.
So, casually, before he goes in...
Oh wait, are you going to announce that you're going to the gym, or are you just going to leave? Just like walk out the door and go to just out of curiosity?
I think to the party, at most, Breach would say is like, I gotta go let off some steam. I'll catch you guys later.
Okay.
And he'll just leave in the general direction of where the gym would be in the city. So I won't openly say like, this is what I'm going to go do.
Okay. Sounds good. I was just kind of curious.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow me if you want.
Well,
and
that's
like,
what I was trying to think of what my character would do in that
Sure.
situation.
Mhm.
And after doing that, actually going to join you.
okay.
You're not gonna hang out with Astro Man?
I look to you and I say, I'm going to go and let off some of this steam with you.
Oh.
And of course, everyone takes it the wrong way, and I'm just kind of like, what?
We've got more
I will
than...
also not. That will go over my head as well.
Steam, huh?
I'll say like working out the. I have worked out my mind enough. I also need to work on the body because that is something I lack. I shall join you, Breach.
So I guess we need to know if Libby is also going with or is doing something else.
I'll kind of pose the question to you in character and be like, we've got more than enough bags for everyone. You want to come and go a few rounds?
I guess I can go take a couple shots.
Wait,
And
that
you-
sounds
and
like you're
you're-
drinking at a bar.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're not going to a shooting range. We're going to a gym to work out on our physique.
What does working out have to do with steam?
I love how analytical you two are. Like,
Does anyone want to explain? Or are we just going to leave her hanging?
Okay, I'll be like, what? Yours is Esmir, right? So I'll be like, Esmir. It's merely a colloquialism for, I would say,
venting.
letting off frustration. I believe that is the human motion.
Yeah, and I'll kind of nod and be like, yeah, it's definitely the human emotion, and I'll kind of say it gruff, like I am frustrated.
So punching things makes you feel better then?
And only if you punch them really, really hard.
I'm hoping it will.
I will give it a go.
I don't know off the top of my head. Pandora, do you have any of your other outsider moves selected that deal with you learning new Earth things
I said
over here?
Just as a quick nod, I said human emotion because I'm talking to an alien.
Yeah.
So.
It just sounded very...
Yeah, I know it
Yeah,
does.
Spock.
Like, what the?
I think mine only has to do with like when I'm comforting other people.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really get anything from learning things.
Didn't know. It sounded plausible. So then all of you will see this, except for Nix, who's off doing his own thing.
Because I'm one of the two teenagers.
I thought about that. I was like, oh, you're describing Ryan's character.
So you see this, what looks like a shakedown.
Okay, I'll kind of like stop and slightly turn to you guys and be like, hang on a sec, and I'll walk to the entrance of the store that the guys are standing in front of.
All right.
Do they say anything to me?
What do you look like right now? Are you in superhero garb? I don't remember.
Well, I don't really have superhero garb. It's just stuff I normally wear, which is like a ratty t-shirt that says Breach on the back and like camo pants and combat boots.
All right, since you're not obviously a superhero or anything, one of them's going to hold out an arm to bar you from going into the store. He's going to say, hey, hold on, tough guy. You might want to go in there right now.
I'll kind of look at him and just say back, I got to get hydrated before I hit the canvas. I can't work when I'm dehydrated.
Find another establishment.
Oh, see, now I have all the witty retorts, but I'm not there.
Yeah. Damn it.
I don't really know what to say now.
I'm like, what? Did somebody take a giant dump in there and stink real bad? Why does a gas station need a bodyguard?
I thought it was a gym, not a gas station.
the place next door.
Oh, okay.
Or a rest
I just
stop,
kind of made it in
7-Eleven.
my mind like it was like a corner store or something.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
you want
there we
to,
go.
if you want any inspiration from the moves, you might think about assessing the situation, provoking them to some kind of action through words, or even just directly engaging them.
Is this? So we're going to the gym, and it's right next to.
This is a gas station right next to the gym.
Okay, gotcha.
And it looks like they were headed from the gym towards that building. Maybe not directly, maybe directly, but that's the direction they were walking.
Okay, so I guess I'll just chime in and just say, may I inquire why we're not allowed to go in?
It's for your own safety.
Well, as a hero, I think it is my duty to make sure that everyone is safe in there. Not just us. Including yourselves.
I still don't think anything has really triggered a move.
I'm just kind of like trying to
Yeah.
feel out the situation before I even like try anything. Because I'm not sure if I should roll.
Do you want to roll assess the situation to see?
I'll do
what's
that
going
too.
on? All right. So both of you roll 2d6 plus superior, and make sure your conditions don't give you a -2 on it.
To assess situation, guilty. Okay, yeah.
When did the conditions go away?
You can make conditions go away by either role-playing out a way you would get rid of them, like if you're angry, if you can take out your anger by venting it in a destructive way.
Okay.
If you're guilty, you can try and make up for it, that kind of thing. Or, like I said, there are some moves that allow you to alleviate conditions, including on the front page for each of yours under team moves, you might have a move that is... everyone has a move that's like celebrate with someone or share a vulnerability. Some of those remove conditions if followed.
Oh, okay.
So checking those, if you really want to get rid of a condition, moving role-playing that direction can help.
I got another 6 because I got an 8, but since I'm feeling guilty, that's -2. So
Okay, go ahead and mark potential.
Ready.
And you're already kind of worn down emotionally, so you're trying to put on this face where you're there and you're trying to do the assessment, but you're just tired. So things are kind of like sliding past you. What did you get?
I got a
Reach?
6 as well because I rolled the 7 with the +1 and then the -2.
All right, same. And did you mark potential?
Oh, I'm going to. Yeah.
And once you get all those 5 blocks filled in, you can go ahead and I can go over how leveling up works with you when anyone hits that point.
Okay.
Pandora?
Yeah, with my bonus it's 13.
Dang.
So then you are able to, since you got a greater success, ask 2, what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? Or how could we best end this quickly?
I think the first one will be how can we end this quickly?
bring them up.
You know that there are probably 2 ways you can end this very quickly. Well, not very quickly, but quick enough. These look like they're normal street thugs. They don't look like they're supervillains. They don't seem to have powers. In fact, you even notice that one of them has a bruise on his face. So they've been in fights and they don't appear to be invulnerable or anything. So you guys could just do a show of force, and I'll say, especially as the GM, anyone who's angry, if you just want to take it out on these normal people, I will let you vent the angry if you maybe take it a little too far. Otherwise, a way you could quickly deal with this is essentially just kind of threaten them out of the way, provoke, threaten, or just convince them that it's best for them to move along because you guys are heroes, and that's going to be the 2 ways you can quickly end this. Either just take it to them or convince them to leave because you guys are heroes. Mm-hmm. And so the rest of your questions you can ask, what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Or who here is vulnerable to me?
I love that sentence. What here can I use to blank?
You get to choose.
So many possibilities.
I guess who here is the most vulnerable to me because I am still in my superhero clothes and I'm very clearly alien.
The one who went into the counter seems to be the one who's in charge. So you figure that if you can get to him, he's the one who can get the other 2 to leave, the easiest because he's the one who's in charge and already kind of gives the orders.
So, say I wanted to go up and use maybe like a power on this guy.
Sure.
What would I do for that?
Yeah, I also kind of wanted to do that, but I figured since it was her role, I wasn't going to do anything. But
Yeah.
It's up to you how you want to act on stuff. You guys can share information or not. I know she has some amount of telekinetic powers. I don't know if she has telepathic powers.
No, just telekinetic. I shoulder Dark Star and I quickly point over to the counter on the inside.
All right.
Okay.
If you want to fight them specifically, you won't have to roll. They're just normal people. You're superheroes. They're not a threat. Mm-hmm. If you want to use your powers to kind of try and mess with them but not directly fight them, that would be an unleash your powers roll, which would be plus freak.
Plus freak. Okay.
Could I do that then, if that's right? Because I actually have an idea for that.
Sure.
Okay. So I guess I'll go over to Pandora since you mentioned me, and I'll just be like, and since I see the guy inside, I'll be like, is he their leader? And so...
I nod.
Okay, with her nodding, I'll be like, oh, then I must talk to him inside. And so what I'm going to try and do is just lift him up so I can get past him.
The bodyguard guys?
Yeah, just gently lift him up. Not forcefully, just whoop! So,
all right, roll to unleash your powers. So 2d6 plus freak and see if you're...
7.
7.
7 exactly.
On a hit, you so when you unleash your powers to overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment, or extend your senses, roll plus freak. On a hit, you do it. On a 7 to 9, mark a condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. And I will just say it is temporary. You've kind of moved them out of the way, but you aren't like thinking you need to restrain them or anything. You're just politely moving them out of the way so that you can get to the leader.
Mm-hmm.
So you just put them back down, and they're, hey, what? Oh, ah!
Excuse me. I'll say, excuse me, citizen. That's what I'll say.
Excuse me, citizen.
And so with that, I'll just walk up to the leader who was going through that and be like, excuse me, sir, I've been informed that this place is unsafe. Would you please vacate the area?
What? How did... Listen, I'm just trying to conduct some business here. If you could kindly wait your turn, it won't be long.
Did I notice if this place was closed or not, or is it like?
It is not. The sign said open.
And does he look like he's doing anything suspicious? Should I assess the
Oh,
situation?
he very much looks suspicious. You guys can pretty much tell that they are not on the up and up.
With the guys outside after Darkstar lifted them out of the way, they're going to be kind of provoked and upset when they get back down, right?
Yes.
Are they, John, let me ask you this. Did you just like move them and put them back down, or are they like suspended in midair?
Oh no, I put him back down. It was more just like, please move out of the way and just move up, move down.
Okay. With them like being upset that you like physically moved them out of the way, would you say, Eric, they would kind of try to go in after
Definitely.
John to stop him?
Especially if you want them to be moving in on him from a story standpoint.
Okay. In response, I am going to directly engage them instead.
So you're going to go straight for a fight, essentially?
Yep.
All right, so go ahead and tell me if you want to maybe take it too far. I will let you remove an angry condition if you have it.
I don't. I just have guilty. So
Guilty.
I'm going to try to probably not go too far.
Okay.
If
I
I
think that's fair.
can.
I think that's fair. Again, you don't really need to roll for this because they're not actually a threat. They're just two dudes and you have superpowers. So
Okay.
go ahead and describe what you do.
So after John puts them back down and they start to go in after him, I'm going to grab them both on the shoulder and essentially like forcibly like fling them backwards. And not having like Astro Man level of strength, they're not going to go like flying comically into the building behind us, but they're going to be like tossed into the middle of the street behind me, and then I'm going to turn around and essentially be between them and the store. So,
Nice. I will say, how about we roll that as a provoke someone because you're trying
Okay.
to convince them not to interfere.
oh man, I have a -2 to that too. I'm playing into this guilt.
Yep.
So roll and add your superior.
Okay. Oh, Snake Eyes.
0.
Okay, mark potential.
Not doing too good on the rolls tonight, Scott.
Nope.
You and I.
At least you get something out of fails in
Yeah,
this game.
exactly. At least there's something like, oh hey.
Okay, I marked potential. Failed the roll. What happens now?
You move the two of them back. You crack your knuckles. One of the two of them immediately hops up to his feet and kind of just runs at you with a fist, ready to go for a punch.
Okay.
Please do like the Vegeta thing where you just take it and then like do the slow stare where it's like.
We're gonna cut back to Dark Star.
Okay, so noticing that Scott just flung the two people, I'll just be like, it appears my comrade has removed your compatriots. if you'd be I do not believe what you are doing is what you say you're doing, so would you please vacate the area?
I hate when it has to come to this.
Comes to what?
He quickly reaches into his pocket, pulls out a switchblade, and flicks out the knife. He starts moving towards you.
Uh-oh.
Gabby, did you want to do something?
Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
kind of standing by the doorway and watching this happen, and I call out and I say, "Oh, I believe you are, as the term goes, bringing a knife to the gunfight." And out from behind my cape, I pull out my blaster.
Now, do you do anything with that, or is it just threat?
Threat.
Okay. Roll to provoke someone. Your superior, and minus if you have any conditions that affect it.
Okay.
I don't think you do.
Nice quip, by the way.
9.
All right.
Dang.
You say what you're trying to get them to do, so I assume you're trying to get him to surrender.
Yeah.
On a 7 to 9, they can instead choose one. So they will choose either to stumble, giving you a +1 forward, err, giving you a critical opportunity, or overreact, and you gain influence over them. I'm gonna say that they overreact. He overreacts.
Whoa.
He sees that you have not just brought out a gun, but something sci-fi. He quickly flicks his knife shut, says to his crew, "Guys, we got to get out of here. I don't think we can win this fight." They start to book it. He turns around as they're starting to book it. I don't know if you guys let them go.
I actually want to stop him.
Okay,
If I can.
go ahead.
Okay.
Well, roll to unleash powers. So plus freak. And you do not have a minus. We checked that recently.
Yep.
That's got to be over 10, right?
Yep, that's definitely over 10. So
Okay,
10,
so
yeah, 12.
so you just stop him.
Yep.
On hit, you do it. So you just stop him.
Are you using your gravity powers, or are you?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be running in place. Like, he's gonna be like, and so I'm just lifting him off, and I'll just be like, it also appears that my other comrade is catching on to our lingo quite well. So if you would please come with me, and I'll like kind of take him with me as we're walking outside.
The other two are a considerable distance down the road at this point, trying to get away from you guys. One of them turns and shouts, "Yeah, well, you guys better not be here tonight, or you'll be sorry."
Can I appear behind him?
Ooh, I was about to say, could someone like try and get information out of the guy I caught?
Sure. You will have. We'll start with Libby. Sorry, we'll get to you eventually, Nix. Libby, you go ahead and roll yours. You're going to be, I think, unleash your power since you're trying to teleport right behind someone, essentially. So plus freak.
That's
Oh
already-
yeah, success.
Yeah,
If it's over 10, then
it is.
you do it. You're there. There's nothing temporary or unstable, so you're absolutely right there.
I would like to use vitality absorption on him to.
Whoa.
I'll appear behind him and kind of jam my pointed hand
Pointed ham.
into like a pressure point on his back and
All right.
start slowly absorbing his vitality.
Did you have angry marked?
I do not, and I would like.
Speaking of going ham, you just really want somebody to.
Well, I'm trying to, whenever someone's maybe taking it a little far, I think that's fair saying that that's venting
to get
anger.
rid of it. Yeah.
And I think that probably I'm going to say, Pandora, I would have liked it if you'd maybe shot, but I still think that you bringing out a gun in just a normal situation is taking it too far, so I'll let you remove your angry condition.
Because the fact that you were willing to use that on a person
That,
is
that would kill me.
that would
Yeah.
Waited.
So as my hand is kind of igniting his pressure point and starting to sap his energy, I would like to ask him, what exactly is going down tonight?
You don't need to roll to provoke. I think you've already established dominance.
Yeah, she
I
has.
have.
You'll be sorry. The syndicate is forming up again. They're gonna take all the territory here. This is their neighborhood now, and they're gonna take it all back from the people who won't pay up. He's getting very woozy as you're draining life energy from him.
I'll, I guess as he's like starting to fade even more, I'll try to get one more thing out of him. And I'll say, who do you work for?
We work for Sparrow. You guys will, especially Dark Star, but anyone who's from Earth will probably, at least if they know their superhero history, will know Sparrow. At least the name. Sparrow was the leader of a crime syndicate in the Golden and Silver Age. It was the biggest crime syndicate, many villains working together. As far as you know, he has been retired for a long time because he's just a human and he was Golden Age, so he's in his like 80s, 90s these days. But this person claims to be working for him.
And I'll kind of be surprised with the mention of his name, not knowing probably as much as John's character, but just kind of look to John and be like, Dark Star, sorry, and just say like, Sparrow, there's no way that old geezer's still kicking around.
It's highly unlikely, but it's not impossible. 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 Impossible.
Impossible.
We're superheroes. We make up our own words.
My catchphrase.
Um,
Impossible.
So I'll allow you guys to. We're gonna take a break from you guys. We're gonna move to Nyx.